सुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविडं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं कुरु देवदेव. Hari Om. We are doing the Panchadasi, the 6th chapter, completing this where we stopped before, and with that we will be completing all the 15 chapters. We are at now the sloka 216. Let's chant that one. Trunarchakadi yoganta Trunarchakadi yoganta Ishvare Bhranti Masritaha Ishvare Bhranti Masritaha Lokayatadi Sankhyatam Jive Vibhranti Masritaha Together, Trunarchakadi yoganta Ishvare Bhranti Masritaha Lokayatadi Sankhyatam Jive Vibhranti Masritaha. Vidyaranya trying to establish that there is no point in discussing or arguing with other people, other philosophers who completely differ, because the scripture says clearly that Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is infinite. Brahman means its infiniteness. So, if consciousness is infinite, then where can we see the whole world, objects, world, or unconscious entities? So, where is this world? Is it in Brahman or outside Brahman? So, if we say outside Brahman, Brahman ceases to be Brahman, because Brahman means infinite, it cannot exclude anything. So, it should include the world. So, if it includes the world, then there are inert things. So, some acharyas say the Brahman being infinite, it has both conscious entities and unconscious entities. But that violates the statement Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is infinite. And therefore, how do you interpret this? The correct interpretation as per Advaita is that what you see in it is only apparent but not really real. But if it's not real, why do I see? Therefore, since you see it but it's not real, we call it mithya. Just as a dream world, you are lying down on the AC room in a Dunlop bed, but you are creating the whole dream world where there are conscious entities as well as unconscious entities. The forests, rivers, hills and valleys, everything you create, but they are not really real, because when you are awakened, when you come up out of the dream, you say, oh, that was not real, it's only dream. But for a dreamer, while in dream, it's not a dream because it was real. So therefore, the reality cannot be established by the perceptibility or the utility or transactability. All abilities are related, cannot establish the reality. What is real is therefore only that which remains the same all periods of time alone is real. And if something is changing, then it's not really real, it appears to be real. Just as dream appeared to be real while in dream, but once I am awakened, it is essentially declared that it's not really real. The tiger that was chasing me, I don't have to go hunt for the tiger because it's only in the dream tiger. So therefore, the reality is established by Nityatvam. But until I realize that I don't have to wake up in order from the dream to waking state, I can get up and then say dream was real. But what should I say? If this world is not really real, then I have to go to another state of consciousness? No, it says, while in the waking state, you can develop a viveka, discriminative intellect, to differentiate what is real and what is not real. That discriminative capacity mind can develop, where cognitively it can see the unreality or understand the unreality of the object, at the same time experiencing the world as real. Therefore, the different philosophers argue differently depending upon where they stand. And once I am not able to recognize that I am Brahman, because I am pure Satchidananda, and Satchidananda is defined as Brahman, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, and I take myself what I am not as I am, and trying to solve the problem of the limitations of the equipments as my limitations. Therefore, for me, the world is real. When I am in the ignorant state, the world is real, and therefore there is a creator for the world, and Ishvara is real. All Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, all appear to be real. And Scripture says, for those who are to understand initially, that Lord Himself became many. So that becoming many, therefore everything is nothing but Lord only, Ishvara only, in varieties of names. So I can invoke the Ishvara for bhakti point in any form, because He's in every form is His form. So Hinduism encourages to worship of everything. Every animal is a vehicle for some god or other, so that we have a reverential attitude for all the animals. And that is being, say, I can worship in any form. Here it says, Trunarchakadi Yoganta. So as long as I do not recognize that Aham Brahmasmi, I am invoking Ishvara is different, the Jagat is different, and I am only local guy, I am suffering, I need help, and I run to the temples for solving my problems, and therefore I take the worship of some form of Lord. It says Truna Archakadi, from the worship of a grass to all the way to yoga. For the yoga philosophers, Trunarchakadi yoga anta Ishvare Bhranti Masritaha. So up to the Ishvara, in relation to Ishvara, there is a Bhranti, a delusion. The Jiva is different, Jagat is different, Ishvara is different, He is a controller, He is Antaryami, all those things are there, and I take that as a real until I evolve. So up to that point, it is essentially as a Bhranti, a delusion that everything is real. So here it says Ishvara Bhrantim, misunderstanding, Asritaha, they are established from the one who is worshipping a grass, and all the way to yoga and Sankhya and yoga philosophers, they are all in the Bhranti only, according to this statement here. They are misunderstanding, and they are established Lokayatadi Ashitaha Lokayatadi Sankhyatam. Also from the point, that's from the bhakti point, worshipper of the grass all the way to Yoga Shastra, all are in the delusion. And from the philosopher point, Lokayat Adi, from the materialistic people like Charvakas, etc., and Sankhyantam, until Sankhya philosophy, a philosophy of the knowledge, Sankhya philosophy, and that's different from Sankhya Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita. So we borrow what is common for that from the Sankhya, we use it. At the same time, when they deviate, we reject the Sankhya part of it. So Sankhyantam, up to Sankhya Yoga, Jive Vibhranti Asritaha. So about Jiva, Ishvara, about the world, there is a Vibhranti. That means they are all taking a wrong understanding in terms of the truth. What is the truth? How do we know correctly? For that, Scripture itself becomes a pramana, a means of knowledge to establish what is really real. Go to 217. Advitiya Brahma Tattvam na jananti yada tada Bhranta eva khilastesham Kwa muktihi kvehava sukham Kwa muktihi kvehava sukham. Together. Advitiya Brahma Tattvam na jananti yada tada Bhranta eva tesham kva muktihi kveha va sukham. Yada, as long as Advidiya Brahma Tattvam na jananti, I do not realize that one non-dual nature of the Brahman is not known. That means I have not established fully or not exposed to the Advaita philosophy. Na jananti, if I do not know, tada, until then, Akhila, all people here is Branta eva, they are only in the deluded state. Tesham muktiha mukva, where is the liberation for them? Ihava, or no liberation here, or kva sukham, what's happiness for them also? They may temporarily enjoy from the materialistic happiness, but ultimately that leads to more and more suffering only. So therefore, it says, until you are exposed to Advaita philosophy, there is no salvation. So it is na yogena, na sankhena, karmana, nona vidyaya, brahmatma aikatva bodhena, moksha siddhati nanyatha. Brahma atma aikatva bodhena, aikyatva bodhena, oneness of Brahman and the jiva, atma, self and that is one. Until that is firmly established in the mind, no salvation for that. So therefore, here you cannot have salvation here or salvation, or there is no sukham also, because you are looking for objective happiness, and every time you go to the temple, I need this big list, and Lord cannot give you everything, because a lot of other people also want the same thing. So therefore, you get some, you don't get some, and you get disappointed, and most of this, the Vishayananda will cause you more bondage only, because now you depend on your happiness on everything else, and everything else do not stay as they are, continually changing, and you want to hold on something that keeps changing and are expecting to be eternally happy on that. So there is no way you can become happy. 218. Uttama bhavasche uttama bhavasche tesham syat astu tena kim tesham syat astu tena kim swapnastarajya bhikshabhyam na buddhaha sprusyate khalu na buddhaha sprusyate khalu. Uttama adhama bhavasche tesham syat astu tena kim swapnastarajya bhikshabhyam na buddhaha sprusyate khalu. Tesham, among these people who are only at the transactional level, at the worldly level, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, go on being born again and again and again. Many lives we have already spent, because we have this life, means in the last life we didn't realize, last life we were born because before we didn't realize. So this goes on, and it will continue go on. So it says, Uttama Adama, oh, I am enjoying more, I am superior, he is inferior, I have more money, and I am more, or I am higher caste, and he is lower caste, I am a Uttama Purusha, he is Adhama Purusha. All these gradations are bhava, are the superior inferiority complexes, is essentially, iti ched, if he is enjoying syat, it's considered to be natural, asta, let it be so. Tena kim, so what? Because swapnasya rajya bhikshabhyam. So in the dream, you are enjoying, once you may be king, another time other fellow may be a pauper, and all are you dreaming. So what good is when you awake? There is nothing of that. That the kingdom is gone, and even the beggar is also gone. So the Janaka asked Ashtavakra, he says, Janaka went to bed and he dreams that he was a pauper and begging and suffering and all that. And when he wakes up, he was puzzled and asked Ashtavakra, am I a king dreaming about the beggar, or am I a beggar dreaming now as the king? Which one is real? Stavakra says both are not real. Your real nature is your Brahmasmi. So there is a kingdom, and kingdoms come and kingdom go. People are elated when they are up and then cry when they are down. So this is all a drama of life can go on, and therefore he says, Swapnastha Rajya Bhikshabhyam na buddha sprusyate kalu. So the na sprusyate, it will not get touched. Whatever that one dreams as a king or a pauper, etc., that will not have any effect on you. 219. Tasmat mumukshubhihi naiva matirjivesha vadayoho karya kim tu brahma tattvam vicharyam buddhyatam chatat tasmat. Therefore, mumukshubhihi, those who are seeking for liberation, jiva ishavadayoho, the discussion about Ishvara, who is Jiva, who is Ishvara, and Lord of all pervading, we have to be Sharanagati, all different types of philosophical positions are there. So don't get into Jisha Jiva Vadayoho, into the arguments about the Jiva, Ishvara, etc. So Matihi, the intellect, na eva karyaha, should not be engaged in, mind should not be engaged on these discussions. Kintu, because, but Brahma Tattvam Vicharyam Tat Cha Buddhyatam. But if the mind wants to inquire into the nature of Brahman, and nature of Jiva, and nature of Ishvara, then one can inquire and investigate. Not for arguing, particularly Jalpa, because Jalpa is an argument where he comes with the opinion already, he knows, he thinks he is right, and his purpose of discussion is only to convert you into his camp. And if you go only with your arguments and converting, he is not ready to convert, and therefore only heat will come there. So there is no point in unnecessarily getting into arguments with other people on who is a Jiva, who is Ishvara. Other than one is interested in inquiring to find out what it is, then one can discuss. That's what he is going to say now. 220. Purva Pakshataya Tauche Purvapakshataya tauche tattvanischaya hetutam prapnutostu nimijjasva tayo naitavatavashaha together. Purvapakshataya tauche tattvanischaya hetutam prapnutostu nimajjasva tayoho naitavatavashaha. So these two, that is Jiva Ishvara, Purva Pakshataya, in order to discuss what is the position of the Purva Pakshis, in terms of what is the position of other philosophers, in order to find out, and so that you can negate it, so that you can establish yourself what you are right properly, using the scriptural basis. It's called Purva Pakshataya, or for logical arguments of inquiry. It says Tat Nischayaha, to know the truth formally, Tattvam, Hetunam, for that reason, Prapnuta Astu, one can discuss who is Ishvara, who is Jiva, what is Jagat, and how did it come, all that one can discuss. So Prapnuta Astu, Eta Vata, even then also, Tayoho, for the argument, Avashaha na nimajjasva, one should not get lost in the process of arguments, one should not become heated arguments, and present your arguments and listen to the logic of their arguments without the emotions, and see what is the validity of their arguments or invalidity of the arguments. That will help. So even the the Mahapurvapasha of Bhagavan Ramanuja's Sribhashya helpful to understand how the logical presentation about Advaita doctrine and what they think is a problem, and that will help to clarify is that really a problem or the way they are looking at it is a problem. That clarity will help in terms of analysis. That will be helpful in establishing your own knowledge also. But one should not get lost in that. That's what Vijayaranya says. 221. Asangachid vibhurjivaha asangachid vibhurjivaha sankhyoktastad tadna ishvaraha sankhyoktastad na ishvaraha yogoktastatva more artha yogostatvamor arthi suddhau tavati chetsrunu suddhau tavati chetsrunu asangachid vibhurjivaha sankyoktasta drugirsvaraha yogoktasta tvamor arthi suddhau tavati chetsrunu. So Sankhya Yuktaha, so according to Sankhya, Jiva is Asangaha, is unattached. So Sankhya also says that, just as Veda, you are saying, Sankhya also says that Jiva is Asangaha, so is unattached. And it is Chit, is of the nature of consciousness, and Vibhu, and all pervading. So Sankhya says also that Jiva is Asangaha and the Chitswarupa and Vibhu, all pervading. Traduk, in the same way, they also say Yogoktaha, according to yoga, Ishvaraha, Lord also, Ishvara also, same. This is Asangaha, Chitswarupa and Vibhu, all pervading. So you have Jiva infinite and Ishvara is also infinite. So they have two infinities there. And therefore, so they are told, these two meanings, Suddha appear to be real, Tattva Yoho for Tattvam. So when you say Tat and Tvam, these seem to be real. Advaita also says that you are Brahman, so you must be infinite, and Brahman is also Brahman, so is infinite. So it's the same thing as Sankhya says. So iti chet, if you think that they are saying the same thing, says it's not. Listen to this carefully. So even though both say Asangaha, even though both say Jiva is consciousness, Ishvara is consciousness also, and Jiva is infinite, Ishvara is also infinite. So there is a equation of Tat and Tvam, because both are infinite, both are consciousness, both are Asanga. So there is a Tattvamasi is valid. If you say that's not correct. Why? Because listen now. 222. Natatvamorubha vartha vasmat siddhantatam gato bhavartha vasmat siddhantatam gato advaita bodhana eva sakaksha kachidishyate sakaksha kachidishyate natatvamorubha vartha vasmat siddhantatam gato advaita bodhana eva sakaksha kachidishyate. Tat Tamoho, this Tat and Tama together, Ubha both, Arthe, implied meaning of is Asmat in this Vedanta is Siddhantatam as principle, or two infinities in principle are not acceptable. So if you say this is what scripture says, there are two infinities, Jiva infinite, Ishvara infinite, both are consciousness and both are Asangaha. If that is what the scripture implied, then that's not correct. Because Advaita Bodhanaya, in establishing the identity of one, there is only one, not two infinities. Two infinities is illogical because one limits the other and both cannot be infinity. So therefore, logically it's impossible, and scripturally also what it says is there is only one. And either you, from the Jiva who thinks that I am a Jiva and this is Ishvara, that for him the teaching is that there is only one, that is Advaitam, and what you think you are, the truth of you and truth of Ishvara is one and the same. That is the Advaita. And says Avadhuta Gita, it says Ishvaranugrahate va pumsam Advaita vasana. Only by the blessing of the Ishvara one is led to the Advaita vasana. So what the statement of the Sankhya or Yoga is not the same as Advaita. So therefore you don't equate Advaita and Sankhya in the same way. Sa, that kachitu, same kansha ishyate, are considered helpful, or you can use them up to the helpful, but you have to reject it because ultimately the identity is only one only. Advaita means non-duality. There is no two of Jiva and Ishvara, both infinities. That is not what the Vedanta says. 223. Anadimaya Branta, Anadimaya Branta, Jiveshau Suvilakshana, Jiveshau Suvilakshana, Manyante Tadvyudasaya, Manyante Tadvyudasaya, Kevalam Sodhanam Tayo, Kevalam Sodhanam Tayo. So Anadi Maya, because of the beginningless Maya, this is the Maya is the Prakriti, Branta, deluded people, Jiveshe, Jiva and Ishvara, says Suvilakshana, are of opposite nature. That's what they think. Manyante, they consider that by this misunderstanding, Vrudasaya, for removal, Tayoho Kevalam Sodhanam, one has to imagine the reality of both in order to say that Ishvara is real and Jiva is real and both are infinite, and all that is difficult. It's only because of Maya they appear to be real but not really real. What is real is only through Viveka. One has to come up and go beyond the Maya to recognize the oneness that pervades the whole universe. 224. Ada evatra drishtantaha, Ada evatra drishtantaha, Yogya prak samyagiritaha, Yogya prak samyagiritaha, Gadakasha mahakasha, Jalakasha bhrakatmakaha, Gadakasha mahakasha, Jalakasha bhrakatmakaha, Adha eva, only for that reason only, Atra, in this chapter, that is in the 6th chapter, Gadakasha, the pot space, and Mahakasha, the total space, Jalakasha, the space reflected in the waters in the pot, and Abraka, the cloud space, that is reflected space in the waters in the cloud. Prak Samyak Kiritaha are given a great detail earlier. So go back to previous slokas where this has been discussed exhaustively. What is the Jiva, what is the Ishvara, and what is the Chidabhasa, and what is the total Brahman. So we have a Brahman, Kutastha, and Jiva, Ishvara, the four aspects. Same way, Ghatakasha, Jalakasha, Abhrakasha, that is clouds Akasha, and Mahakasha. These parallelism between that have been exhaustively treated. How there is only one Akasha but appearing as many, only one Brahman appearing as many. That is what was discussed before exhaustively. So you go back into previous slokas. It's going to give a summary here again. 225. जलाभ्रोपाज्यदीनेते जलाभ्रोपाज्यदीनेते जलाकाशाब्रखोतयोः आधारौ तु घटाकाश महाकाशौ सुनिर्मलौ महाकाशौ सुनिर्मलौ जलाभ्रापाद्यदीनेते जलाकाशाब्रखोतयोः आधारौ तु घटाकाश महाकाशौ सुनिर्मलौ. So jalakasha abrakau abrakau, the jalakasha and the water, the space reflected in the waters in the pot and the space reflected in the clouds, and that is the water space and the cloud space. So these two, and jala abra upadhi are conditions of the reflection of upadhi. Upadhi is the instrument, water is the instrument where reflection occurs, and the clouds are the instrument where reflection is occurring. So those are upadhi, reflection due to the upadhi, instrument of reflection or reflecting media are there in the waters and in the clouds. Adhare, they are controlled by through their adhara is, or support is Gadakasha, Mahakasha. The pot space is supporting the Jalakasha, and Abraka, the total space is supporting the Meghakasha. These are only upadhi, reflections, and the original or is the Gatakasha and Mahakasha. So these are being used in order to differentiate the Chidabhasa and the Kutastha and Ishvara and the Brahman, and these four aspects are used for the example here. One more sloka. Evam ananda vijnanamayo मायादियोर्वशैः तदिधिष्ठानकूटस्था ब्रह्मणि तु सुनिर्मले गदर एवं आनंद विज्ञानमयो मायादियोर्वशैः तदिष्ठानकूटस्था ब्रह्मणि तु सुनिर्मले. So in the same way, Ananda Vijnanamayo in the Anandamaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha. These two koshas essentially of the nature of bliss in the Anandamaya Kosha and in the Vijnanamaya Kosha where the intellectual sheath, and Maya Dhiyoho of the Maya and Dhi is the of the intellect. Vashaha are conditioned by that their adhishtanam, their substratum. One is the Kutastha and Brahmani, Kutastha Chaitanyam and Brahma Chaitanyam. So indeed, Sunirmale, they are untouched and immaculately pure. So one is the witnessing consciousness, that he calls it the Kutastha Chaitanyam, which doesn't change, and Brahma Chaitanyam, that is the total consciousness, and we have a Chidabhasa reflection of that, and that is in the mind, and the reflection of the total in the Anandamaya Kosha, where when the mind is folded, you have pure the reflection of the Ananda only. So these four reflections have been considered, two reflections and two originals. So witness is the Kutastha Chaitanyam, and that reflected as a Chidabhasa, as an individual at the Jiva level, and at the same time the Brahman and reflection in the Anandamaya Kosha at the local level, all are in parallel, and these have been discussed exhaustively earlier. We stop here and we'll continue later. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi